Hey everyone, this is Wei and thanks for joining me here once again. For this video, I'm going to be doing a portrait of a subscriber and also a Facebook follower, and I'll be using a 4B pencil, so it will go relatively quick. So let's get started and I'll talk about the process along the way. Alright, so let's draw this face, and first off what I'm going to do is going to do a little line just to match the tilt of the head from eye to eye. And then now we're going to go straight down. So right around there, that'll be like the center of the eye. So I'm just gonna start off. Let's do the eyes. I'm gonna draw the left side first because I'm right-handed. So let's do the eyebrow and then the eye. So the beginning is always a little bit harder because you don't have a lot of reference point to go with. So, but you gotta start somewhere. Okay, so right around there. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the other eye, and the space between the eye is usually the width of one eye. So I'm just gonna double that, and then. So now I see this line here. Now I know, just roughly the angle, the slant, and. This is a portrait of Kitty, and it's one of my subscribers on YouTube, and she's actually a very good portrait artist herself. So I'm gonna try to get as close as possible to for this portrait. All right, so now I'm gonna measure straight down to find where the nose is. So go straight down, and then to get the angle. I'm gonna find this angle. So, okay, so it'll be right around here. That'll be like the edge of the nose. Okay. If I go straight down, right around here, that'll be the other side. Let's see. All right, so let's go with that. Let's see. There's a little smile. Let's go straight down and let's find the corner of the mouth. So if you look at the eye, you go straight down, it's kind of right around there. So let's do the smile. Let's see. So this side we go straight down and right around here. Okay, so that's her lip. And usually expression is a little bit harder to draw because just because if you do it wrong, it might actually look a little goofy. So let's see her eyes, and her eyes is very big. Okay, now let's roughen the shape of her face a little. And you got a cheek here. Down here is a little bump. And then a chin. How far is the chin? Here to here. So if you double it, that'll be the kind of bottom of the chin. So you double it. So it'll be right around there. All right, let me erase that. Okay, got a chin. Now where it turns, the jawline. So if we continue the mouth, you go straight across, it's right around there. Right around there, it's going to start to turn. So now we got the jawline. So the hairline, let's see, this distance, roughly, right around here. Just gonna rough in some of the top of the head. All right, so now we have kind of like the general features roughed in. So now we can go in and shade in some of the features. Now I am using a 4B, so it's nice and quick. It's really good for this kind of sketches because you can hit a lot of area with just a few strokes. Let's do the eye. And she's got pretty big eyes. So normally if you make the eyes a little bit bigger for a portrait, everything tends to look bigger. I mean, better in a face. In her case, she actually does have very big eyes. Alright, so let's move on. Let's move on to the other eye first. The eyebrow. That. A little highlight, shade around it. And if you end up losing the highlight, it's not a big deal, just erase it out. Alright, let's go down to the nose, the nostrils. Here, the other one's right there. Let's move down to the lip. So we just shade it in quickly. Now the corner of her mouth, this part is always darker because it's just inside, so you can actually push into it pretty hard. And the bottom of the mouth is always dark. Let's do the cheek. I'm just kind of moving around a little bit. Alright, so now we have the general outline of the face. Roughly. Now let's go in and do a little bit more shading. And make sure your pencil has a nice little flat edge, because then you'll be able to shade a lot faster. So just kind of shade it. You get a nice flat edge on it. You're gonna start shading. It's darker here on the eye, dark here. So now the cheek is actually very important because it's smiling, so this area needs to be dark. And don't worry if it looks a little bit too messy right now. As more shading gets in, everything's gonna come together. Hopefully. Alright, so this is dark. So you can see the eye is getting lost, right? It's just not dark enough, because once I start shading, everything, all the tones is relative to each other, so now we can just hit it a little bit harder, make it a little bit darker, and also turning my pencil so I can get a little sharper edge. So get a much harder line on the eyeball. That. It's starting to look like her in that eye. Darker. This is darker. Make this a little darker. Little dimple there. Okay, so let's do the other eye. Dark. So I'm turning my pencil a little bit, get a nice sharp edge, hit those, make those areas a little bit darker. Cleaner dark line. Eyelashes. And right here is always kind of dark, like it's right behind the nose. Okay, between the eyes, a little bit darker. moving down, a little bit harder crease on the nose. She's smiling, so it's actually very important to capture the expression. This area is pretty dark, so I'm going to shade that in a little bit more, a little dimple. Let's move on to your lip. The lip normally, even if it's not that dark, I mean, you can kind of just make it dark. If nothing else, it will just be like makeup. Now the teeth and stuff, don't draw too many teeth, because it actually gets a little bit creepy if you draw too many or a little bit too clear. Just a few light lines usually works. So this is darker. So it's coming along. Let's do. So to show the outline, I'm going to shade some of the hair behind it. So you kind of outline it just with a dark line first, and then just go ahead and shade in that area so that you have a nice border to work from. So let's just fill in the area. Jumping around a little bit, doing the hair. Getting those areas a little bit darker. You probably can't see the top of the head, but okay, so this is darker, so I'm just going to hit that. Underneath the chin, it's always darker, so I'm just going to start shading it. Alright, so here is the final drawing, and I just kind of pushed it a little bit more, and at the same time just try to correct some of the features. And I guess the lightness, it's about 80% there, and overall it's a decent sketch for this video. And you see that there's a sketchy feel to it, and I kind of like it to keep it that way, so it just feels a lot more livelier. So alright, so hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.